Well, welcome back to another episode of Fox Sports Lab NRL. I'm Eloise Sohier, joined alongside Josh Morris every week. Josh, how are you doing today?
Yeah, good, Eloise. I'm looking forward to this round of football. Obviously, last week was heavily affected by Origin, but we'll see those Origin stars come back into most sides and a couple of jumpers up for grabs potentially again.
Yeah, absolutely. Some big inclusions this week for round 15. And of course, it all kicks off with the Sharks hosting the Dolphins. Now, Sharks $1.40, the Dolphins $3. You'd have to say you agree with the market there.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Sharkies bounced back on the weekend against the Broncos. The defence was back. They only conceded 12 points. Obviously, the past 3 weeks they'd conceded 30. So I think that was a big focus for them. They had to go up to Brisbane, and Brisbane, are a hard side to beat up there, but they managed to really shut them out of the game. And I was really impressed with Daniel Atkinson and Braden Trindle's kicking game. For the Sharkies this week, Nico Hines is back in, so that's a big in for them. Hamlin Welly is back in, and How Tapuya is out. But then the Dolphins, they welcome back their Origin stars as well. They've got the Hammer and Kafusi, and Cody Nikorima is back as well. And I think they have struggled without him. I think they've really lacked attacking power without him in the side. So he's a big in for them. The Sharkies are giving away a 9.5 start here. So if you like that, the Dolphins, 5 of their last 6 games have been decided by less than 6 points. So they're always in the contest. But they have lost 8 of their last 9 matches interstate. So, look, I think the Sharkies, after their last performance at home where they were absolutely taught a lesson by the Panthers and the fans didn't have anything to cheer about, I think the Sharkies will hit back this week and give the Sharkies faithful lots to cheer about.
Yeah, certainly with those inclusions for the Dolphins, it could go down to the wire, though. Up next, we've got South $2.38. Broncos $1.61. The Broncos, the favourites here, even though they are the visitors in this one.
Yeah, I've found those sides a little bit baffling. Obviously, the Broncos came off a loss to the Sharkies, and I'd have to say it was probably their worst second half football performance they've put on all year. They just didn't complete. They didn't give themselves a chance, and their back three came up with a number of errors that led to tries or put them in a difficult position, I should say. So Latrell's kicking game, he's been putting up those towering bombs. I dare say they'll be a feature of the Souths game this week, but they welcome back Cam Murray as well. So he's been out with injury. So their skipper comes back in. For me, look, I think the Broncos are still the team to beat in this one. The South, they really haven't done well against the opposition in the top 8. They've lost their last 7. So if they can win this one, well, then they're right back in it. They're a different side. They're starting to hit their straps. But yeah, I don't think I can see the Broncos playing as badly as what they did in that second half. And Xavier Willison comes back into their side. He's a big bopper. He missed the game last week with the birth of his first child, so Fletcher Baker drops out in that one. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm still tipping the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos looking too strong, of course, welcoming back some Origin stars too. Up next, you've got the Eels at $2.65. Obviously a heartbreaking loss for them on the June weekend on the Monday. Coming up against the Roosters, $1.48. The Eels are at home here too, but the punters are looking like they like the Roosters here.
Yeah, I think so. And obviously the Eels, they had that that pretty close game with the Doggies. They were right in it, and then the Doggies snuck home with a win late. Makasivo comes back into their side. But the Roosters, they welcome back all their Origin stars and get back Connor Watson. Obviously, no Brandon Smith this week. Obviously, the talk there about being missing the
Review.
Video session. So for disciplinary reasons, he's out. And there could be a little bit of more story to that, Eloise. We don't know just yet, but I think Connor Watson's been one of their best players all year anyway, so I don't think they lose too much there. And the good thing for the Roosters is they have won 7 of their last 8 after they've had a loss. So they lost to the Cowboys before they had the bye. And I just think that with their Origin stars back on deck, I want to show that they're a team to be reckoned with, and I think they can win this one by a bit.
There you go, giving them one more chance again in 2024, Josh. Up next, we travel up the freeway, up the M1. The Knights, $3.50. The Panthers, $1.29. It's so hard to look past the Panthers when they're in such red-hot form. We saw Brian To'o cross for the 3 tries the weekend. He is looking incredible at this time of year.
Yeah, they just have a knack of doing it, don't they? And they do this period so well, and they've had to do it for the last
Mm.
3 or 4 years with a number of their stars getting called in and having to rely on blokes from reserve grade, and they really do it so well. For the Knights, Bradman Best is back in, so that's huge. And if he has a big game, he can put himself in contention
Mm.
blues jumper as well. But for me, Dylan Edwards is back in. That is huge news for the Panthers. They've gone for Cole and Luai in the halves again. Liam Martin's on an extended bench, so he still may come into the side. But I think Dylan Edwards, if he has a man of the match performance and really stands up, well then I think that fullback jersey is his to reclaim again. And you felt for him, so you'd like to see him get a shot.
Mm.
And Penrith, they've won their last 6 at Newcastle as well. So not good reading for Knights fans in that one. I think they'll be too strong and they'll get a good victory over the Knights there.
Yes, certainly. All eyes will be on Dylan Edwards if you're a New South Wales Blues fan this weekend. We'll just get your tips for the rest of the round for round 15. Josh, Raiders, Cowboys?
Yeah, look, I think the Raiders here, Cowboys still just, I don't know, they've got the side, but they just can't get it together. And down in Canberra, it's always a tough place to win. So I've tipped the Raiders in that one.
Yes, certainly cold at this time of year as well. West Tigers, Titans.
Yeah, well, after the way the West Tigers played on the weekend, I certainly can't pick them. So I'm going with the Titans in that one.
Warriors, Storm.
They've actually gone for the Warriors in this one. I thought their last round performance was outstanding. They welcomed back to host the Stars, and they would be confident from that win that they had. Playing them over there, always tough, so I've gone for the Warriors.
And lastly, at Four Pines Park, Manly hosting the Dragons.
Yeah, look, the Dragons, it was tough not to back them in this one because they played so well, but Manly at Manly, they're always tough to beat, and I think with the loss that they had against Penrith, they want to hit straight back, so I've gone for Manly in that one.
And they're certainly looking to square the ledger from earlier in the season when the Dragons did upset Manly. Josh Morris, thanks so much for your time. As always, we'll chat next week.
Thanks, Eloise.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.